I'm excited to see what happens with that then.
Yeah, that sounds really cool.
Interest peaked officially.
Yes.
So, I mean, Evan said that he's skeptical, and I've said on here before, I'm skeptical that we'll have a WGI season that looks like what we're used to. Do you guys think Drum Corps is going to happen next summer? I know it's just straight speculation, but I think it will. I think Drum Corps, it might be a little different, but I think Drum Corps is going to be a thing for 2021.
I have thoughts, but I'll let Nicole go first and see if she has some thoughts.
I'm trying to not be too optimistic, but I'm thinking that there will be some sort of tour, but it will be very, very short. I'm thinking it'll be like the corps get together for like 2 weeks at the beginning of August and do like a couple shows and then indie with limited fans, or maybe the shows before that are just regional, like the SoCal groups stay in California. Like there won't be any traveling, that's for sure. High schools already are saying no. Like you're not going to bring a 150 plus unit to the high school and stay overnight. Like just no. So I don't think the season will happen like that, but I don't know. It's tough to say. What do you think, Evan?
I have been trying to think of the list without being super long-winded. I've had this conversation with a bunch of different people who work at a bunch of different places in a bunch of different drum corps. I think in order for DCI to survive, and this is a podcast for another day to go over all this, but it's going to have to basically adapt. The seasons are going to have to be shorter for a number of reasons. If you shorten the season, you eliminate the overlap of school usage with high school, like the actual students and like the independent groups that house them. Mm-hmm. Another factor of that is financially. If you shorten the season, what does that mean? You don't have to travel as much. You don't have to pay as much for gas. You don't have to spend as much money on food, and you don't have to spend as much money on housing.
That's true.
What is that going to require drum corps to do? DCI needs to change the rules. They need to shorten the shows. That way, if you're doing a 9-minute show or 8-minute show, as opposed to a 13-minute show, you can still achieve the same level of excellence because you're going to have shorter seasons. You're going to have less practice time. Plus, DCI shows are incredibly long and boring anyway.
Get these ballads out of here. Let's just
dude, like 13-minute show, get out of here. We just you cut it out.
Evan and
WGI
what was
found the sweet spot. You're like 7.5 to 8 minutes. Like you can hold my interest through that. Evan, I would give 8.5 to 9 for drum corps.
I agree. That's probably the sweet spot. What was the year? Was it 2 years ago? You and I went to finals and we were in the stadium for semis.
We watched the top 13 and at 7. I was like.
Three groups in, I was like, dude, I can't sit here for 10 more groups.
No.
And they're theoretically like getting better as you go, and I'm just like, no.
Oh.
The shows just never end. 13 minutes is so long. It's a really long show.
And they got like pre-shows and like, I was just like, bro, come on, what are we doing here?
It's a little too much now.
I'm like that. I'm even like that with WGI. I can only watch like maybe 6 groups in a row, and then I'm like, okay, I gotta go watch a lot.
Part of that a little bit is us three have been involved so long. We're a little jaded. Like we've seen so many shows. We get the formula. A lot of them follow from like movement to movement to movement, and it's just I just can't watch a lot anyway. But I think shortening them would help a ton, and I'm fully on board with, because the cost of drum corps is becoming astronomical. I'm throwing a concept out there, like what if they put like a cap on spending on what corps are allowed to spend like on like sound equipment, uniforms, props, like sports teams have a salary cap. Why shouldn't drum corps have a cap on what they can spend on props, uniforms, etc.? Well, I'm all about it.
I think it's gonna basically do it to themselves after this summer. People were like realizing their budget was a little bit reckless. So, but we have to fundraise this money because we don't get to sell merch all summer. Oh crap!
Yep, bingo.
But that's probably a podcast for like a whole separate podcast.
Yeah,
we've had like 5 different separate podcasts.
That's true.
We'll have to do some follow-ups.
Yeah. We go
You
on
guys better
tangents.
cover these topics at some point, or I'm going to be disappointed.
We will.
Well, actually, that one in particular, I already have a person, a caption head lined up that wants to do that one.
Good.
So.
You're talking about
Yes.
the spending cap thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
That's already on the docket. We have a short list of future guests in the next handful of these we have put together. So,
Little tease.
Yes. Nice.